Okay, when we're simplifying algebraic fractions, you've got a couple. You've got somewhere you've got to do some calculations, which is like this. You've got some where you've got to do sort of some simplifying, essentially, and actually in this one some calculations as well. So we're going to show you how to do both, obviously. Now, when you're adding and subtracting fractions, you need a common denominator. So the common denominator, right, you tend to just multiply the current denominators, alright? That will give you a common denominator. It might not give you the lowest common denominator, but it gives you a common denominator. So that's what we do with algebra. Now then, for this fraction here, okay, it's got an extra x minus 2 on it. So I've got to multiply the top by x, sorry, plus 2, not minus 2, what am I talking about? And with the other one, I've got to do an extra x minus 3. So they would cancel out to give you what you started with. Okay, so you're essentially cross-multiplying there. But, well, in a sense, if I did something like this, 3/5 minus 2/3 or something like that, what you'd actually do is 5 times 3, which is my denominator there, isn't it? 3 times 3 minus 2 times 5. Right, I know I get a negative there, but that's fine. Right, you can have negative fractions just like you can have negative numbers. Right, now then, you'll notice I haven't multiplied out the brackets at the bottom, the denominator, because I don't need to. And actually, you might end up simplifying, being able to cancel, sort of simplify the fraction. But I am going to multiply out the brackets on top, right, on the, and remember it's plus 15 there. Okay, I'm not going to, so it's going to be over x minus 3, x plus 2, and I'm going to need that room at the bottom, so let's rub this out just quickly. So I'm going to need that room. Okay, and then simplify the top, so I end up with minus x plus 17, or 17 minus x, and I can just leave the denominator as it is. Okay, so it's exactly like adding, subtracting fractions with numbers. You're using all the same principles, right? Common denominator and that sort of thing. Right, now then, when we're doing this, the second one, right, the best thing to do is to factorize if you can. Alright, now we know how to divide fractions, so the first thing I'm going to do is, and I'm probably going to have to use the space quite carefully here, right, when we factorize we get this. Now, this here is pretty easy to factorize. X minus 4, x plus 3. Geez, my x's are terrible on this. And the bottom of this should go 2x minus 1. Right, and x plus 3. Alright, now then, I can now cancel a whole load of stuff. So that cancels with that, that cancels with that, and I end up with, well, everything on the top's cancelled, so 1 on the top, and I've got x plus 3, or x plus 3 squared. Either one, absolutely fine. Okay, now, yeah, that's a pretty straightforward one, but the principles are the same. Try and factorize if you can, right? And the first thing you need to do is factorize. Remember, when we're dividing fractions, you find the reciprocal of the right-hand fraction, multiply, reciprocal meaning turning the fraction upside down. Okay, but it's essentially algebraic fractions work exactly like number fractions, right? Numeric fractions, whatever you want to call them, right? They just look a bit nastier, but their bark is worse than their bite.